My name's Emily Best. I'm the founder and CEO of Seed&Spark. Seed&Spark is a crowdfunding and distribution platform for independent content creators. It represents the first operating system that's ever existed for professional independent content creators to connect directly with their audiences.
And so what's the bigger opportunity here?
Well, we're reimagining the film studio, right? So film studios historically are built on a tentpole model where one film needs to reach 100 million people to be successful. We're talking about scalability, helping 10,000 filmmakers reach 10,000 audiences apiece. You're still hitting 100 million people. You're just doing it in a way that respects the diverse tastes and interests of the audiences.
And can you go into your background and like what makes your team well equipped for this?
Sure. So we're for filmmakers by filmmakers. By and large, you will never meet a more polymathic set of people than independent filmmakers. They need to understand the technology, the creative, the marketing, all of these things. And we really came together because we wanted to build a sustainable future in which we could continue to create the work that really mattered to us. So our team is largely comprised of folks who have both startup and film experience, or business and film experience, or marketing and film experience.
And can you talk about traction? Like how long has Seed&Spark been running, and can you talk about users or revenue?
Sure.
Or any other numbers?
So we launched a sort of discrete beta in 2013, but we launched the new version of the platform in late 2015, in September 2015. We have over 250 films have raised over $5 million. Our crowdfunding platform has the highest campaign success rate in the world by over 2 times any other platform that crowdfunds for film and video, including Kickstarter and Indiegogo. Our distribution footprint reaches 100 million US homes now, and what we've seen is a 300% growth over last year. So we'll do about $1.2 million in revenue this year.
And can you tell me about, what are some of the bigger challenges for, your company?
Well, it's a really interesting time in the content business because you have big companies like Amazon and Netflix who are migrating the studio model online. So they're taking what studios did and sort of applying some of the online things to the studio model, but they're still spending hundreds of millions of dollars on individual pieces of new content. So they're accruing massive liability the same way the studios did. They're much more of a producer push model, so they're pulling stuff out of the agency system and they're making it and hoping that audiences like it, and some things work and some things don't. You only hear about the things that work, you don't hear about the things that don't work. And that is creating a lot of noise in the business. And Amazon is a company that doesn't make its money from content, right? So they're spending a lot of money on in the space, and it's creating a lot of movement, which is really cool. But there's a lot of shakiness as television and film moves online, as the internet becomes our TV. The nice thing I think that we've done is built kind of a stepping stone, right? Which is, right now we distribute out to 100 million homes through all the digital platforms. We distribute to Amazon and Netflix. We distribute to iTunes, Hulu, Google Play, Vudu, all the cable VOD. Because those are still revenue streams for filmmakers. And those are revenue streams that filmmakers did not have access to before we came along in this way. So it used to be you had to wait to go to a big festival, get picked up by a distributor, and get that distributor to get you placement. Now you can get greenlit by a successful crowdfunding campaign and then create strategic distribution plans out to these digital platforms. And as that is developing, we have seen our audiences really hungry for this ability to be involved in what gets created. So we started selling a subscription service that we call the executive producer. And it's the executive producer of this new studio. And that allows them to subscribe to get access to our library of streaming content, which is growing all the time, and contribute $5 a month back to a crowdfunding campaign that they want to make sure is successful and pulls content into this streaming ecosystem. And so the unit economics are really pretty. Like a single crowdfunding campaign, which costs us about $50 to acquire, will earn net to us about $1,000 in crowdfunding, $50 a month in distribution, 300 new users, and 3 new subscribers. And that's without really like turning the heat up. This is just in the experiment phase. So I think what's interesting is actually that while the disruption of the landscape is happening, we have this amazing opportunity to test a lot of things and sort of monetize what works now and also plan for the future.